Halloween week.
It is.
Can you believe it? The scariest time of year is upon us again.
It's about time.
Could you even imagine what life would be like without it?
You know, I think I could. It would just be a lot less happy and candy-filled.
Without it, Halloween, a lot less diabetics in the United States, probably.
Man, why you gotta hate on candy?
Oh yeah, enjoy your fall, by the way. Here it is. It's a foot of snow next week, so don't.
Is that what they're saying?
Yeah.
Nuh-uh.
12 inches of snow in this area next
Ugh.
week.
Jesus, it'll be like a dusting.
Yeah.
12 inches.
It'll probably just be a little shitter.
If
Or
it
maybe
actually
some
is
rain.
12 inches, my God.
It actually said 12 inches.
Yeah, foot of snow next Wednesday.
We're getting a mandingo-size snowstorm.
We're getting a big fat black cock.
Man, that means we
he's-
gotta fucking set up goddamn tents and shit at work.
Yep. Otherwise, your mortar will get full of water.
I
No,
thought
it
you
just
said
won't set up.
I thought you said you're like constantly warm at work in the winter because you have like a confined space you work.
Well, yeah, I'm saying we have to build that confined space.
It doesn't just appear out of
Yeah,
nowhere.
like I said,
Cody.
last year during the polar vortex, man, we had to fucking
Don't
build.
use that word.
Polar vortex.
That's
You know, when it
made-up-
was fucking 20 below zero.
That was like one day.
Herschel.
Yeah, and that was the day that we had to build scaff that was like fucking 45 feet tall and then build a fucking shelter around it.
I still remember that day because I was filling up gas and I touched the metal handle and I remember how cold
Oh, yeah.
that metal handle was. It was insanely
Yeah, I had
cold.
like my thin regular work gloves on underneath a pair of like winter gloves with like my Under Armour fucking face mask and shit that day. And the scaff was still like cold through the gloves and the wind, like the face mask did nothing.
Mm-hmm.
It
Might
was
as well have been wearing nothing at all.
I still remember it was so cold, like the garage doors kept breaking at work.
Yep.
I wonder if those new ones are gonna be,
Those ones like
Better.
shoot the fuck up, so I think so.
yeah, like shoots up and like curls up like a fucking caterpillar does.
Like an Achilles tendon when it fucking.
Oh, Jesus.
That's what it looks like.
Is that
man.
what happens?
Mhm.
It just
It's like a
it just
drape.
rolls up.
Yeah.
Okay. I wonder how hard it is. Like when you're doing surgery, like does it take like a team of people to like pull it back down?
You're basically like trying to fucking set a giant slingshot again, right?
Can you imagine the doctor's pulling it, and then all the nurses are pulling his back, and it's just like a team effort to pull.
I mean, I don't think it's that tough,
That'd be funny,
Cody.
though. That'd
Oh,
be
yeah.
They
fucking
just have
great.
like a caterpillar, like slowly pulling
That,
it
that
back.
sounds like some 1960s sitcom shit.
Oh, Achilles is disgusting. No matter what.
I wish we didn't need them.
Yeah, that'd be all right.
You know, Hostel, the Edgelord movie.
Yep.
That first part where he cuts him,
Oh,
like
yeah.
right when he's in that chair. Oof.
Run.
Oh man. Oh.
I mean, it looks like a muffin separating.
I seen the saddest thing on my way home from work.
What'd you seen?
I I was coming home and there's a whole line of traffic backed up and I was like, what is going on here? Then I noticed that someone had just hit their dog.
Oh.
And it was like I thought in the distance, I couldn't really tell, but it looked like it wasn't moving, but its tail was still like,
Oh, yeah.
and when I pulled up next to it, just like blood
Yeah.
coming out of it. Like I didn't think it was going to affect me so bad, but I just felt like gross.
Yeah.
Like for the next like 20 minutes, I just had like the image of that poor dog seared into my mind.
Dude,
Oh.
something that happened to me that fucked me up for a long time is it was probably like 5 years ago. I was driving home from downtown or something on Smith Avenue or whatever and coming down actually your street here, I think.
Okay.
And
It used to be your
Yeah.
street too, but
well, I was a block over. But no, a fucking cat ran out and I fucking
Yeah.
hit it and
you
oh,
sicko.
I couldn't
Yeah,
do anything.
no, you're a sick fuck.
It was
Jordan.
literally like I slammed on my brakes.
You killed a
and,
cat, dude.
Like it ran out 2 feet in front of me,
Oh,
but
if it was a
like it was
dolphin, I
still
would've been
breathing,
fine.
but it like dragged itself with its front legs.
Oh.
So I was like,
Okay.
dude. So like I was panicking, so I went to like all the houses around. I was like, I have no idea what the fuck to do. Finally, some lady came out with a towel and was like, I'm gonna bring it to the vet. I was like, thank you. Well, like seeing it with like blood out of its mouth, I was, oh. I was fucked up for a while.
You know that old lady went out there and just twisted his neck.
Yeah,
I hope so. I hope so.
I know,
or that somebody
but-
got a shovel or something. Just put that thing out of its misery, man.
Yeah, I'm glad. I think the dog was dead.
Yeah, just twitching.
Well, like the lady who hit him was pulled over and she's like bawling on the side of the road. And here's the other fucked up part. So the same people's dog who got hit, their other dogs were still running around without leashes on.
Wow.
Like,
Keep your dog on
just
leashes, people.
Your dog just got hit. Can you at least put your other dogs on leashes instead of letting them wander
Yeah, no
around
shit.
there? Like, what are you doing?
You know when you let your dog off leash? When you have an 8-foot tall fence around your
Yeah.
entire yard.
Or you're in the doggy park where you're
Yeah.
supposed to do that.
Yeah, I don't. It was just like the perfect storm because they come right over a hill, and they must have hit them right when they came over that hill, and it was just
I'm not going
couldn't
to
do nothing.
They lost a valued pet. That lady
Yeah.
is going to be sad forever.
Oh, yeah.
I was very
Cody's sad forever
dude.
already.
I swear to God, when I seen it and or saw it, I guess, and I was just going.
Don't stop yourself.
And
Live your life.
I just felt gross.
Yeah.
Like I didn't feel good. I didn't like to see that poor dog with blood coming out everywhere.
Well, on a lighter note, I think someone died down the street from
That's
me
a
today.
lighter note. That is a lighter note.
Well, it's a human, not a pet.
All right, Edgelord,
I
tell
know
us
that-
about it.
There were like 2 fire trucks and an ambulance and a stretcher with a big white sheet with something underneath it.
Yeah.
Because like I got home and they were like just pulling up, took Bernie out to go potty, and then I was like, oh crap, I have to go buy, him and the cat food. So I walked out and I saw it. I was like, oh yeah, someone's dead as fuck.
Could have
You
been
know-
a drill.
You know what was funny? At his party last weekend, his dog, we just got there and took a massive dump, right? And you were looking for like 10 minutes.
Dude,
And I walked over and right here, Jordan. It's just big stinky dump.
he took one 2 nights ago that I was standing not but 2 feet from him. Got the bag ready, and I was like, all right, where the fuck did it go? He was right here. This shit's not gonna grow legs and walk away. Busted out my phone light to find it just to make sure I got it all. And I was like, I cannot find this fucking dump. I was like, where is
It
it?
was in my mouth the whole time.
So I was like, I'm gonna pretend to pick something up because there's people out here. And that got taken care of by the lawn mowing crew.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it's fertilizer in a sense. It just has to dry out.
I will say though, like, me leaving that one isn't that bad because, I don't know, the last like 5 days, it seems like no one's been picking up their dog shit.
Yeah.
I knew this kid I went to school with. Like, I'll never forget. We walked by his house, like on a little field trip or whatever. Whole yard, just dog shit everywhere. Just like parents didn't care. Just like shit. Like you can't even walk in the yard.
See,
There's
like,
just shit everywhere.
I get just letting your dog drop them in your yard because you should have like the little bucket and rake thing
Yeah.
that you can just go out and be like, oh,
Here we go.
pick them all up.
Rake and go. It's easy.
Why are we talking about dog shit so
I'm
much?
not sure. We're all
Listen,
feeling suburban right now.
This has been a wild ride so far.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the very first of 5 minisodes
Oh.
to celebrate our Patreon launch on Thursday, Halloween. This is just a fun little experiment we're going to do. 5 days straight of podcasting.
Yeah, give it a
Sunday
shot.
through Thursday.
Yeah.
Just
why
as
not?
a little treat to tickle the balls of anyone listening that might want to donate some money.
Woo!
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am Adam. This is the Bumblebutt Podcast. I don't know if I said that. I am Adam. Sitting across from me is Cody. Hello, Cody. How are you?
I'm doing excellent. How are you?
Oh, I'm good. How was
Pretty
your
good.
week?
Week's been all right. It's I felt like a dragger. It didn't move very fast. But I'm glad it's Friday and it's over with.
Friday.
I missed that. I was trying to look up some of our old favorite cringe videos today. Couldn't find them.
They're tough to find these days.
I-
They're flash in the pan, you know?
I know. Like, can they just completely just disappear from the internet?
I think so.
I guess.
I mean,
No, there's always a way to find something.
I couldn't find it.
it's so hard.
It was that one lady who's putting lip gloss on in her
Oh,
car.
my God.
She's like,
I need a bad bitch
Yeah.
to do my hair.
Yeah, okay, that's what she said. Maybe I have to look for I need a bad bitch.
Yeah, to do my hair.
Because
Yeah.
I couldn't find her, and I was watching that Juggalette video where she's like hitting the fucking pole when she's fighting with her World of Warcraft guild members.
Fantastic. It's just good.
That's a great one.
Oh, that's good. Good job, Cody. Also sitting with me is Jordan. How are you?
I am doing fantastic, my man.
How was your week?
Short work week.
Short? Why?
Rain.
Oh, rain makes corn. Corn makes whiskey.
Whiskey makes my baby
Feel a little frisky.
Corn makes ethanol, which makes...
Shut the fuck up, Cody.
I'm thinking in Iowa terms here.
So you had a short work week. You didn't do much at work. What else have you done personally?
Not a lot.
Have you touched yourself?
No. I have a
Loser.
beautiful fiance for that.
Loser.
Oh, that's right. Although today at work did see something cool.
Okay.
So, I think I've told Adam before, but we're working on former NHL star Scott Mellenby's house. I didn't know that he was the reason that Florida Panther fans throw rats on the ice after a hat trick.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because back in 1995, he got what one of his teammates called a rat trick.
Oh.
He scored 2 goals and killed a rat in the locker room. And he's got like a little trophy case thing with like a fake rat and like some plaques and then the piece of drywall with the blood of the rat he killed on it. And then they wrote like R.I.P. Rat 1.
How did he kill it?
I don't know.
Did he like slap shot it against the drywall or what?
Who knows? Maybe he like stomped it with a skate.
Oh,
and I actually
brutal.
like got to talk to him for a little bit today because like in between our stuff, we just kind of helped move a bunch of stuff from the garage into the basement and whatnot. And he was playing like the wild replay from last night. And I was like, oh boy, that was rough.
Yeah, that was
He's like, oh, hockey fan. I'm like, fucking love it, dude. So we got to talking, and he does not have high hopes for the Wild this
no,
year.
no.
Where are they getting the rats from to throw on the ice?
They're
Like they
fake.
bring?
Yeah, they bring fake
Oh.
ones.
I thought like the whole arena's just infested with rats, and everyone just starts stomping them.
No, it's not
Throw
like
them
the
in there.
octopus. For
You know what sounds like sweet revenge is if Master Splinter like decapitates that guy. I think that'd be sweet revenge.
yes,
for him.
yes.
You know, the
yes.
only problem with that is Master Splinter isn't real.
Well, that's
How
what
do you
think.
know? Yeah.
It's just
that's
as
a
real
good
as
point.
Scott
The
Mellenby.
Well,
soccer,
I've actually met Scott Mellenby, so
And I've actually
the
met
soccer
Master
or
Splinter.
the hockey player is going to charge at Splinter full speed. He's going to turn, flip his arm. He's going to go flying off a building and die.
Yep.
Just like the end
like
of
Goose Howard in the end of Fatal Fury.
and I will
No,
say
the end of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. You remember
Oh,
he just
okay,
like
yeah.
turns and then Shredder goes falling off and dies.
I mean, I thought we were about 10 seconds away from seeing some former NHL enforcer come out too, because he's got a Miss Pac-Man and Galaga combo game, like the big arcade box, and the dude who was carrying it on the front, he told us after we were like out of the house and back to work, and he's like, yeah, if you guys wouldn't have gotten and like grabbed the sides of that when you did, that was falling the fuck out of my hands and breaking. So
wow. Okay.
we were like, whew, good, because he probably would have kicked all of our asses.
saved his
Should have
ass.
asked why his bitch ass doesn't have Donkey Kong.
No shit. Dumbass
It's
Mellenby.
that's a much better game for those.
I'm just kidding, Mellenby. I love you. All right, everybody, let's do it.
Let's do
All
it.
right.
Episode 1. Minisode.
Take us to
One.
town.
Halloween, 1957. 2 women sat in a parked car in Sun Valley, California. In the driver's seat was Joan Rabel, a photographer, ex-hair salon employee, and lesbian from Philadelphia.
All right.
Joan and her passenger, Goldine Pizer, had an unbreakable, powerful bond. They were both lesbians, and both had tried to hide their shame with heteronormative marriages.
I am
Man,
getting a Bonnie. No,
A Bonnie and Bonnie?
no.
Vibe?
Who's the one movie the girls drive off the cliff?
Thelma and Louise?
Thelma and Louise. That's what I was thinking.
That's
of.
how me and Adam are going to go.
Yeah.
That's how Carson Wentz and Nick Foles are going on.
Yeah, probably.
Gonna drive off a cliff together.
See, I just wish this wasn't 1957 so they wouldn't have to hide it.
Sure. Shaw.
Shaw.
Shaw. Rabel had dressed her friend Pizer up for the occasion. She was wearing blue jeans, a tattered khaki jacket, red gloves, and heavy makeup.
I feel like this is what Jordan was wearing last week.
For his engagement party?
Well, I
Dude,
think
I
when you
had
were
on-
here.
I had on green pants,
Okay.
a denim jacket.
Yes, denim jacket. That's where I got mixed up.
He
He
was
had
Canadian.
red gloves, though.
Yeah, he did have red gloves for sure.
Oh yeah, they're covered with the blood of my enemies.
She also had on a domino mask, which is the style of mask a young Dick Grayson would wear to fight crime.
Oh,
Who's
okay.
Dick Grayson?
That's none of your business.
It's
if you don't
Robin,
know,
you
hey,
dumb
listen,
shit.
if you know, you know, listeners, right?
Hey, I know Dick Tracy.
Boo. The mighty river of children out trick-or-treating turned into a creek and then dried up completely. Soon the house the two women were casing would shut down its light for the night. Another successful Halloween in the books.
All right, go do it.
Rabel said. Pizer got out, approached the home, and rang the doorbell, waking Peter Fabiano and his wife Betty. The murder took place a little after 11 p.m.
Oh no.
Peter went downstairs, figuring it must just be a trick-or-treater that was running behind on his route.
It's a little late for this, isn't it?
No.
Just then, the paper bag she was holding ruptured. Peter fell, and Pizer ran back to the car. Rabel kissed her and whispered,
Thank you.
before speeding away. In later testimony, the women revealed that they had burned their clothes and returned the car to the friend they borrowed it from.
So they just went up and shot this guy?
Yeah, they just walked
Okay.
up, said trick or treat, motherfucker, and put one in his fucking chest
So what was the point of the paper bag?
to make it look like like a candy bag.
Okay.
But the gun was in there.
Alright. Do you think, could you do that,
That
with like one of the
motherfucker got a
pumpkin?
trick.
Okay, if you had like the plastic pumpkin ones, can you still shoot
1957.
it?
There's
Can you
no
still-
plastics.
Ah, okay.
Plastic hadn't
So you
been
have a
invented yet.
You have a shrapnel-filled metal pumpkin you're shooting through.
Yeah.
That'll work. Just put
Yeah.
a grenade in there.
Yeah, that's all right.
It's basically a makeshift blunderbuss.
That'll definitely
there you go.
definitely look normal when you walk up to somebody's house on Halloween.
Forget you ever knew me.
Rabel said to Pizer before they parted ways. The next day, realizing that she still had the .38 police special she had used to kill Peter Fabiano the night before, Pizer rented a locker at a department store in downtown L.A. and left it there. Betty Fabiano found her husband with a bullet lodged below his heart.
Oh no.
Judy Solomon, Betty's 15-year-old daughter from a previous marriage, called the police. Peter was rushed to a nearby hospital, but he never woke up. Betty remained sedated for a few days before making herself available for questioning.
So she put herself in a coma.
She
For a few
had
days.
doctors keep her
Oh,
sedated.
okay.
Just to try and deal
Will they-
with some grief for a
Will
while.
they do that still?
I don't know. Maybe that's like for the hysterical housewife of 1957, you know?
Can you imagine if they had the Notebook in 1957?
No kidding,
So
right?
many adult men would be going to the hospital to be sedated.
Yes, I would have gone.
But, oh, never mind. I forgot what I was going to say.
Go for it.
I forgot what I was going to say.
Betty told police she'd heard two voices that night. One of them masculine and the other sounded like a man impersonating a woman. The police dug further into Peter's background. When a newspaper reported that the shooting was eerily reminiscent to a gangland assassination, police wanted to know why Peter had been a target. Aside from a small misdemeanor charge of bookmaking in 1948, Peter was squeaky clean.
Oh, he was a fucking bookie.
He was a little misdemeanor bookie back in the day.
I feel like that would have
that's
been
cute.
that would have been a pretty common practice in the 50s, right?
Yeah, I think
You gotta-
everybody was taking numbers.
Yeah, you gotta just bet a little bit.
There was only one person Betty could think of that might want to harm Peter. Joan Rabel, a friend of the family. Police picked Rabel up, and almost as soon as they got her to the station, they had to let her out again. There just wasn't enough evidence.
So I guess they don't need like an arrest warrant or anything in the 50s. They just like kind of
Come here, get in the car.
get in the car,
Get
wise
in the
guy.
car, toots. 2 weeks later, the murder weapon was found in a department store locker. It was registered to the lab assistant at the Children's Hospital of L.A., 42-year-old Goldine Pizer.
I would have
That bitch.
I would have never guessed they would have even registered a weapon in these days.
No shit,
Or
right?
even like used a weapon for a murder that they like had. Yeah.
What are you talking
What are
about?
you talking about?
I'm like,
I don't know.
Okay.
I completely lost what I said.
Why would they
when I
use a
started-
weapon in a murder?
Okay,
Why would they
shot
use
him,
a
but why would
weapon
they
that
shoot
they
him?
registered
Yes,
in a murder?
okay, perfect.
That's what I was
okay,
trying to get at.
right.
That's beautiful.
Listen, man, I had a bit of the dum-dum happen right there.
It
Tiny
happened.
stroke.
That's probably what it
He's
is.
had an embolism.
An aneurysm?
What's an embolism?
Yeah, that's a blown something in your head.
I think you don't die from that one.
Pulmonary embolism, right?
Yeah. One of the football players just had one.
Yeah.
And he'll be back in a few weeks. He's
I'm
fine.
sure that's the least of his problems.
Doesn't even have to go to IR.
Perfect.
He's fine.
Yeah, great. I'm sure he doesn't. I'm sure the NFL doesn't think he does. Police arrested Pizer on November 12th. She confessed, claiming Rabel had coerced her into shooting Peter. Rabel was rearrested soon after, and both women would hire lawyers almost instantly. Roughly a month later, a judge with the assistance of their attorneys would arrange a face-to-face meeting for the first time since the incident.
She told me that Mr. Fabiano was a vile, evil man. A man who destroyed everything around him.
Said Pizer.
She told me that he mistreated his wife and that he was dealing narcotics.
Ooh. When I heard that dealing narcotics, for some reason L.A. Noir came to my mind.
Yeah.
I just kept thinking of those little
Syrettes.
tubes with like the syringe on it.
Morphine syrettes.
Well, what are 1957 narcotics?
Probably morphine. Some heroin.
Well, I feel like those were all just in like cough syrup back then.
Yeah, well, a little
Heroin?
earlier than that. A little earlier than that. Tiny bit. She then told police she'd bought a gun using money Rabel had given her, and the pair had driven past the home several times so that Pizer would recognize him. Peter Fabiano had met his wife Betty in 1940. Peter was freshly out of the Marine Corps, and Betty was a gorgeous divorcee with 2 children. Originally, they decided to set down roots in Kingston, New York, where Peter worked as a truck driver. But in 1956, they made their move to L.A. to open up 2 beauty salons.
Fuck
Whoa.
yes.
They're
Fuck
trying to be
yes.
fucking moguls.
Hey, this is genius because LA isn't what the LA of what we think of it now.
Yeah.
So in the 50s, they're ahead of the curve.
Right.
So they're probably millionaires now.
I think so. Well, Peter's dead.
How? Well,
Unfortunately.
Betty, do you think Peter was messing around with the beauty salons?
You know what? I don't know. I really don't know.
They specialize in like the fucking beehive haircuts.
The old
Then
disgusting
bring those
beehives.
back.
Let's do it.
Bring those
I'm into
back.
Hey man, my mom can still whip up a mean beehive.
it. Dude.
You should have her do it to you.
My hair's not long enough yet.
Can you?
But it could be.
You could get a perm, right? Like
Oh,
you
yeah.
could get a perm.
I could
Get like
basically...
well, you're growing your hair out. You said
Yeah.
you're gonna look like I did a long time ago
Yeah, except I'm actually gonna look good.
Oh.
because you have thick hair and I have really thin hair.
Oh.
Well, and I just have a beautiful face.
It looks like you have
Oh.
curly hair, kind of.
Oh no, my hair is actually like curly or wavy or some weird middle ground between
It's either
the two.
curly or you've never heard of hair conditioner. One of the two.
Dude, I use hair conditioner every other day.
Okay.
Oh.
all right. I think you're supposed to do that with shampoo, not conditioner.
Both.
Both.
Okay, both.
Peter hired Joan Rabel to work at one of the salons. Rabel was a 40-year-old freelance photographer who had spent time taking writing classes at the University of Honolulu right before the end of the war. Rabel soon became a close friend of the couple, so close that when the marriage started hitting a rough patch, Betty moved in with Rabel.
Oh, okay. It's getting juicy.
Because it was 1957, the LA Times described the women's relationship as abnormal. Of course, they wouldn't say homosexual in a major newspaper at the
All
time.
right.
When Peter and Betty reconciled, one of the conditions was no more contact with Miss Joan Rabel.
So Peter knew that his wife and Miss Rabel were
They might have been.
doing a little.
They might have been a little
scissoring.
diving in the fairy cup or something. You know.
Mm-hmm.
After Rabel ran through Betty, she moved on to Pizer. Pizer was born in Rockford, Illinois, and by 1940 she had escaped to L.A. and was working as a secretary. She was briefly married to a naval pharmacist named Herbert Crome.
Fuck yeah.
Once they were divorced, it left all the room in the world for her abnormal romps with other women.
Why you gotta say it's abnormal?
Is that really what they would say? It's like, I'm an abnormal woman? Like, what the fuck?
Their relationship is abnormal.
Okay. Did they have the term, like, lesbian then, you think? Or is
Fuck,
it just...
I don't know.
That's a good question. I don't know.
The women's trial was scheduled for late December. A judge ordered 3 psychiatrists to examine the women before the trial. Pizer told one of them,
I have no motive personally. Whatever motive I had was to please Joan. I was always easily influenced, and I have been impressionable and always trusting.
You know what? She is from Illinois, Jordan, so she should probably sound like Mike Ditka.
Yeah, sorry.
A female Mike
The only
Ditka.
thought she had was that she saved her. Oh, wait, that's the wrong part. I can do it with the Chicago.
No,
accent.
we're
No,
good.
I'm just
Totally.
playing here.
After hearing Pizer's account of the murder, the psychiatrist wrote,
The only thought she had was that she had saved her friend, Joan Rabel, from an evil person.
She's got a savior complex.
Yep.
At the trial, both women pleaded innocent, Pizer by reason of insanity. Pizer wept as she recounted the night in front of a jury. Reports say Rabel smiled as she was led out of court. The women were charged with first-degree murder, which was reduced to second degree after they made a plea deal. The judge sentenced them 5 years to life.
That's a bit of a range. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, 5 to life. You could get out on 3 on good behavior. Otherwise, you're fucked.
Can you imagine Sebastian Bach singing 5 to life?
5 to life.
'Cause it's 5 to life to go.
Is he dead?
No.
He's still scumming it up, I think, on VH1 shows somewhere.
Listen, you got to get a paycheck somehow.
According to the LA Times, Pizer was eventually released and remained in the LA area. In 1971, she was made an officer of the Miracle Mile chapter of the Professional Women's Club. Pizer died at 83 in 1998.
Well, at least she got to enjoy NWA. That's all I'll say.
Now that's the truth. And the first Slim Shady record.
That's
Right.
true. Yes.
Rabel was released at some point, but there's no trace of her after 1970. Betty went on to live a full life, passing away at 81 in 1999.
Hey, good for her.
I'm trying to think. There's a she got to enjoy the Blair Witch Project. That's
Oh, yes.
True. I kicked the map in the fucking river. In April of 1958, the LA Times published an article criticizing the recent leniency of local judges and prosecutors on criminals. The trick-or-treat murder was cited as an example of women being treated softly in the courtroom. Love, infatuation, obsession, surrender. The line between your thoughts and the thoughts of those you love fiercely sometimes fades away. I hope there was love between the two women at some point. Because another line of investigation that was never followed. Did Betty play a role in her husband's murder?
That was what I was just thinking, because, okay, what was she, in her mind, was she thinking, if I kill the husband of the woman that I presumably am in love with, is Betty gonna just take her back?
Are we now going to be an item?
Well, or did Betty just have her do it because she missed her? That's what we're trying to get
Could
at here,
be.
Cody.
Okay, well...
No,
yeah,
I like it. All theories are,
It's
are
good.
They fucking cut and dried it, and then they fucking gave her 5 years, and they all got out early.
Now, did any of the 3 ladies get back together after they got out?
Not that anybody can see. It seems
right.
like they all went their separate ways.
Okay, well, I don't know. Betty, she's awfully quiet during all
Awfully
this.
quiet.
I wonder if she testified in court or anything.
It didn't say in the write up I read about it, but
Is there any reason why they chose Halloween in particular, or is it just a convenience thing?
I'm pretty sure it was convenient and a good way to wear a disguise to kill somebody.
And who knows, maybe Miss Pizer was like, a shorter and more slender person that could have been mistaken for a kid in a costume.
I'm kind of like, what would you even dress up as in 1957? Like,
Yeah,
are you like going as a Nazi officer to door,
like Red Riding Hood or a Nazi?
yeah,
I guess.
like you're a Russian.
Yeah.
Like, who's the scary thing? Like,
And maybe a Rockefeller.
there you go. Like, you're not going to have a Barack Obama mask, obviously.
No.
Or like a Nixon mask. So, what are you going as? That's what I'm curious.
George Washington.
All the masks in Heat are out. You can't wear any of them.
Can't wear any.
Can't wear a single one.
If you're still alive from 1957, please email us and tell us what you wore on Halloween.
That's bumblebuttpodcast@gmail.com.
What's that, Amber?
Bumblebuttpodcast at gmail.com. As always, you can follow us on Twitter at BumblebuttPod, Facebook and Instagram at BumblebuttPodcast. The most important part of this is not the iTunes reviews this time, but the fact that this is part 1 of 5 leading to our Patreon release on Halloween. So everyone, tune in tomorrow and listen to another episode, Minisode. We'll see you then. I've been Adam. That's been Jordan. Thank you, Jordan.
Thank you, Adam.
That's been Cody. Thank you, Cody.
Thank you, Adam.
All right, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow.
Have a good day. Night.
Bye.
Good night.